What if you could take 40 pages of confusing MLS data and turn it into 3 simple text messages that actually help an anxious seller confidently agree to a price adjustment? And what if the whole process took you less than 60 seconds? Right now, you probably have a listing that is just sitting. You know the price is too high. The market knows the price is too high. But every time you try to bring up the market data, your client naturally gets protective of their equity. They cross their arms, they get defensive, and they say those famous words, "I just don't want to give it away." Before I show you the exact tool hidden inside Google Chrome that we use to solve this, if you are an agent looking for practical workflows to get your time back and serve your clients better, go ahead and hit subscribe. Let's talk about why sellers react this way. Usually when a seller pushes back on price, our instinct as real estate agents is to drown them in data. We send them a bunch of bar graphs, a massive market report PDF, and we try to logically explain why the market has shifted. We think that if they just see the numbers, they will understand. The problem is, logic doesn't work when someone is acting on emotion. When a seller is losing money or feels like they are losing money, they are operating purely on emotion. Good clients just get overwhelmed by dense market data. They don't know how to read absorption rates, and honestly, they shouldn't have to. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to use a free AI tool to synthesize all of that complex data into bite-sized texts. These texts are designed to do 3 things: validate your seller's feelings, protect their bottom line, and get the strategy appointment booked today. We are going to go step by step so you can follow along right now. Let's get into the actual workflow. To do this, we are going to use something you probably already have installed on your computer right now. We are using the Gemini side panel built directly into the Google Chrome browser. Now, I know a lot of you are deeply integrated into the Apple ecosystem. I am a huge Mac fan myself. iPhone, Mac, iPad, you name it. And because of that, you are probably using Safari as your default browser. But the feature I am about to show you is so powerful that it actually made me move my daily workflow entirely from Safari over to Chrome. Here is how you set it up. First, open Google Chrome and make sure you're logged into your Google account. It doesn't matter if it's your personal Gmail or your Google Workspace account for your real estate business. Once you are logged in, I want you to navigate to your local MLS market update page. For us here in Houston, that usually means opening up a detailed HAR market report or a hyper-local market update for a specific zip code. Bring up whatever page has the most current, dense data about your seller's specific neighborhood. Now look up at the upper right-hand corner of your browser window. Right next to your profile picture, you will see a little icon that looks like a sparkle or a star. In some versions of Chrome, it might say Browse with AI, and in others, it's just the Gemini icon. When you click that button, it opens your AI assistant right there on the same screen in a side panel. This is the absolute game changer. You don't have to open a new tab. You don't have to copy and paste messy URLs or highlight massive blocks of text. The AI is now reading the exact page you are looking at. It has all the context of the HAR data right there. This is where we shift from just pulling data to actually building a communication strategy. Let's build our first text. The goal of our first text message is to handle the emotional objection. I don't want to give it away. You have your MLS data page open on the left and your Gemini side panel open on the right. Go down to the chat box in Gemini and type this exact prompt. I highly recommend taking a screenshot of this next frame. Give me a short text message I can send to my seller. They have a home in Cyprus that isn't selling. They just told me they don't want to give it away. Use the data on this page to validate their feelings and ask for a 15-minute strategy call. Make it sound casual, like a text between friends. Now, that last sentence, make it sound casual, is the secret sauce. If you don't include that, the AI will write a text that sounds like a corporate robot, and your client will immediately know you didn't write it. The AI will read the market stats on your page and generate something like this. Hey, John, I completely hear you on not wanting to give away the house. You put a lot of work into it over the years. I just pulled the latest neighborhood data and wanted to share exactly why things feel a bit slower this week. Are you open to a quick 10-minute strategy call this afternoon? Let's break down why this is so effective. It starts with radical empathy. I completely hear you. It validates their frustration. Then it removes the blame from you, the agent, and places it on the latest neighborhood data. Finally, it ends with a low-friction ask, a 10-minute call. It doesn't ask them to drop the price over text. You are just asking for the appointment. Now, let's say they agree to the call, or maybe you need a different angle to text them a few days later. If they need more logical context, we can use the AI to explain the timeline of a listing. We call this the golden window strategy. We want to ask Gemini to focus specifically on the days on market data from the page you have open. Go back to your Gemini side panel and type this prompt. Using the days on market data on this page, write a text to my seller explaining the risk of our listing becoming stale. Keep it under 4 sentences and make it empathetic. Let's say your local market average is currently 66 days. The AI is going to pull that specific number and generate a message explaining that the first few weeks are crucial. It will output something like, "Hi, Sarah, I was just reviewing the neighborhood numbers. Right now, the average time to sell is 66 days. Once a home sits past that mark, buyers unfortunately stop seeing it as a fresh opportunity and start wondering if something is wrong. I want to protect your equity before we hit that stale period. Can we chat at 4 p.m. to adjust our strategy?" This completely changes the dynamic of your relationship. You are no longer the nagging real estate agent trying to get a price drop so you can get a commission check. You are their trusted advisor, actively working to protect their equity from the decay of time. As an agent, your job is to make sure they don't give away the time and momentum they have left. This text positions you perfectly to have that hard conversation. The third option is for when the market is actively shifting around you and you need to explain why showings have suddenly stopped. We are going to focus on inventory levels. Look at your MLS page. Is active inventory up? If so, prompt the AI with this. Write a text message using the current active inventory data on this page to explain to my seller why buyers suddenly have more choices. Frame it as us needing to stay competitive. Gemini will respond with a text like, "Hey David, a new market report just came out this morning. Inventory in our zip code just went up 15%. That means buyers suddenly have a lot more choices this weekend than they did last month. Do you have 10 minutes today to look at the new comps so we can make sure we stay ahead of the competition?" Notice the language the AI uses. Stay ahead of the competition. It rallies you and the seller together against a common enemy, the other houses on the market. It's you and the seller versus the market, not you versus the seller. Now, what happens when they actually reply? Because they will. When they text back and say, "Okay, let's talk, but I really can't go below $500,000. Do not try to negotiate the price in the text thread. Your only job at that moment is to confirm the phone call. Simply reply, 'Understood. I will call you at 4 p.m. and we can look at the options together.'" Never negotiate complex terms over text. Now, if you want to verify this data, or if you prefer a different interface than Google Chrome, you can take these exact same prompts and drop them into a tool like Perplexity AI. Perplexity is fantastic because it searches the live web and actually footnotes and cites its sources. Both of these tools will save you hours of manual research and typing. We are spending a massive amount of time testing these AI tools because we know what happens when a real estate business tries to scale. Things break. Your inbox becomes overrun with crazy things you didn't intend to be there. And sometimes you lose clients simply because you aren't fast enough to get back to them. If we can use AI to manage our inboxes, automate our MLS data, and handle our initial communications, we actually get our lives back. You might actually make your son's baseball practice or swim practice instead of just being a slave to the job. By the way, if you are a strong agent who is curious about how we are building out these AI systems, or if you have been thinking about aligning your business with us over at Real Brokerage, let's have a conversation. No pitch, just an open dialogue about what's actually working in the market right now. You can find my contact information down in the description below. If you got value out of this today, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next tool we are testing. And I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with the biggest bottleneck in your business right now. I might just build a workflow to solve it in our next video. Take these prompts, open your MLS data, and send one of those texts today. I'll see you in the next one.